Hey everyone out there, this is Jessic from Youth Feed Gaming, and I want to personally apologize for the audio you are about to hear in this upcoming podcast. When we were recording, a setting got messed up on our recording software, and instead of recording through the normal microphone like I am right now, all of the audio for not only this podcast but multiple Let's Plays that we do after here, recorded through the computer instead. We will most likely re-record those Let's Plays, but I felt like this was a nice podcast, so we will release it anyways. If the audio is too bad for you to handle, I understand if you would like to not watch the rest of it, but we do talk about some fun things and make you think a little bit. So, good morning and enjoy the rest of the podcast.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another podcast with my friend Drake.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so it's another beautiful Sunday morning. And we would just like to come through your ears. That sounds weird.
I would rather not do that.
We would like to just indulge you in this creative improv show that we do here. That is just pretty much just
it's very warm this Sunday morning. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, in our studio we do not have our AC unit's not working, and it's getting very, very hot in here. And so this is gonna be a shorter episode just because of how hot it's getting. But let's get back to it. Drake, what would you like to talk about? We just got done the other night. The last time I saw Drake, we were at a baseball game. And we were running the concession for this baseball game. It was like a volunteer thing, but it wasn't really volunteer.
Because he made you do it. It's like, what? It's not a volunteer game.
Let me explain what we're talking about. Our coach, right, which we won't name him or anything, but our coach, which none of us really like all that much, he's a nice guy. We just don't agree with his coaching habits, which is a fine thing. You have teachers that you don't agree with how they teach, but they're still your teachers, so you have to respect them and everything like that. And so it's all good. But, we definitely don't understand kind of what he's doing here, because what he does is he has us volunteer.
But it's not volunteering if you are kind of making us kind of do it.
Yeah, so he plays it off as like, this is a good way for you guys to give back to the community. And if you would say like, so who wants to help out? He'd probably get a lot more people interested in it. But instead, he just starts scheduling everybody the times. And you have no say about it unless you're out of town and busy that day for some reason. Now, of course, you can lie about it and stuff. But I always feel bad about that. Because I am willing to help out. I just don't like the way he's going about doing it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so, I wish that it was more of a, hey, can you help out tomorrow? I really appreciate it. Then I'd be like, yeah, of course I can. But to just get a text in the morning saying, hey, you have the 9 o'clock slot, and it's just kind of frustrating. But, yeah. Speaking about baseball, the game that we watched was pretty good, though, at least. Yeah. It went into extra innings. For those people that have no idea what we're talking about because they're not sports fans, extra innings is when there's a tied ball game all the way to the last inning. And so, like, normally there wouldn't be a winner, but you keep playing the game until there is a winner.
Because if it ends in a tie, that's just not right.
It's no fun to play a game and put your best into it and then not get anything out of it, not have a win or loss. You know?
Yeah.
So you always want to try to play the games all the way through. But let's talk, Drake, a little bit about baseball and about our baseball experience in the past few years, but especially last year. I know that
I am awful.
Well, not about our personal baseball playing, but as in like the baseball in the area that we're in, and at our school.
It's not horrible, but it's not the best.
I think it's better than it was in the past.
Yes.
But it still has a lot of ways to go. But
some flaws.
Did you enjoy it? That's the real question. Did you enjoy playing last year?
Honestly, kind of no.
Okay, fair enough. Would you like to explain why you didn't have to?
It's not because I didn't play. It's just because the drills that we kind of did didn't really help and they didn't really make any sense.
Okay, I agree with that. There was some drills that I didn't agree with. But at the same time, I think the reason I didn't have as much fun last year as I have in years past is probably has something to do with the teammates we have. I just feel like we don't have that team camaraderie. You know what I mean? You don't. I don't feel like when we're off the field or even when we're on the field, I don't feel like we really have each other's backs.
We don't connect very well.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I feel like if somebody saw now, me personally, I would do this. But I'm talking about people on the team themselves. I don't feel like if you saw another teammate getting bullied, I don't feel like another teammate would help and stand in and like, actually protect against that.
Yeah.
And to be honest, we have some people on our team that bully other people on our team, so they actually do the opposite of that. Completely.
Well, I mean, the main one kind of left, but...
Well, exactly. And so the people that we didn't really like much were it. They seemed to be more seniors than anybody else. Now, of course, we didn't like everybody that was not a senior.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we didn't dislike any senior. There was a lot of seniors that I love, and I would wish that we could have more time to play with them because they really made the game fun. But there was a few that we just didn't like, and it's just not that they were mean or anything. It's just like sometimes they said things that just maybe they didn't mean for it to come off mean, but it did in the long run, in the long scheme of things. But it just, I wish that I was on a team where everyone had their backs. Everyone were friends. You were a team. You were a band of people together as a team, and we just don't have that. And that's sad.
And then the older I kind of get, though, baseball is just not as important as it used to be. Like it's like there is more to the world.
Yeah, I agree. And that's one of those things when I was younger playing it. I played it all the time, I practiced all the time, and I really felt like it was the best thing in the world, and it was like the thing I wanted to do with the rest of my life is play baseball. But as I get older and you experience new things and problems come up in your life that you realize how insignificant baseball really is. That's when you start realizing it doesn't matter.
That and then you kind of realize that you don't have the inherent talent. You are kind of like, should I not like waste my time here, but should I put a majority of my effort here? And then you are like, no, because I'm not very good at it in general, so I might as well pursue something else that I might be good at.
Fair enough.
I mean, it's kind of a dull way, but like, I feel like you really love something when you're not completely horrible at it.
Well,
like, I'm not completely horrible at baseball, but like...
Well, this is what I think is what you mean, and...
Like, you can probably word it...
I think that what you mean is that you tend to love the things that you are better at.
Yes.
It's not that you dislike it because you're not good at it, but you drift towards things that you're good at, and you enjoy doing things that you're good at. But that's not always the case, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, in band, let's go with band. Neither one of us are rock stars when it comes to being in band, right?
Well, that is
we're not bad, but we're not amazing.
That is just more for the friendship, though.
Exactly.
It just
but we love being in band, and we wouldn't want to ever quit band because of how much we like it.
Yeah.
And so that's an example of the opposite of what you're saying, is that even though you're not good at something, might not mean that you hate it, but usually you do find things that you like and you're good at to be things that you love doing more often. So I totally understand that. Yeah, when it really comes to baseball, I believe that if you love playing the game, then play it. And I was always a person that if you're going to do anything, do it 100%, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't want to give your all and work every day at it and be amazing at it, then go and play on a team that's not a school team, right? Because school teams you have to win because it matters.
Yeah.
More than if you're on a rec team, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think I got frustrated because I, for so many years, was putting all this hard work into it. And I was putting all this time and effort into it to try to be the best I could be, but I could see that my other teammates weren't doing that. Mm-hmm. And so, in all, me being better wasn't helping the team win ball games.
Mhm.
And I know that's not a perfect mindset to have. You should
But
always be thinking about
It's
how
a
you can
fact
make
of
yourself
reality,
better.
though.
But it's you find it challenging to go out and practice and work out and all that stuff every day
When
When-
everybody else
isn't, and so it's not helping you at all anyways.
Yeah, because like baseball is a very team-oriented sport.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree. Well, that's the thing. It's a team-oriented sport, but at the same time, it's not, because it is a one-on-one sport. If you get a ground ball hit to you, it's coming to you. It's not going to the rest of the team. It's going to you. When a ball is pitched to you, it's coming to you. When you are pitching, you are in charge. But at the same time, it's a cooperative sport. It's a team sport made up of a lot of single players. That's what it is. Everybody has to have their own part, but they don't necessarily go together. So, like,
it's like
football, for one play to be made,
everybody
entire team
has to
do
be
everything.
in complete sync.
Yeah.
Now, baseball is like a robot.
Okay.
Like, each individual part works on its own, but they come together to create this living, not
A living, but like a moving
Yeah,
object, something nice thing.
Baseball is like the human body. Every person is an organ, and they have a
role that they do,
Yeah.
and you can't lose one.
Yeah.
Right? You can't lose
Lose
one.
one.
But at the same time, you're not using every single one at the same time. Like, in a sense, for the human body, you are, right?
Yeah.
But
a team.
as far as so it's not like something like basketball or football where every single person has to be doing their job every single play.
Yeah.
But baseball, it really does. You can't just have one good player.
Yeah.
You know, like an individual sport like golf, you only have to worry about you.
Yeah.
That's it. Now, if you're on a team of golf, right, you do have to worry about the rest of the team, but mainly you have to do you. You have to make yourself the best that you can be. But when it comes to, in baseball, you should, in every sport you should try being the best you can be, right?
Yeah.
But it matters more in a sport like golf and baseball as far as like, I fully believe this, and this is all sports, that you're only as good as your worst player on your team. Like, your team is only as good as the worst player. And I believe that is true because when you have a player out there that can't field a ball, just somehow, that's how baseball is, 90% of the balls will go straight to them. Because that's just how baseball is. If you're having a bad day and you can't field a ball,
that
you're
is
getting the next
where all
balls.
of the balls are.
And when you're having a great day and you're making every single play, you won't see a ball for 2 weeks.
Mhm.
And that's just how baseball is. And it's
annoying, but
it's what keeps you on your toes, right? And if you knew the ball was going to come to you or whatever, then
you should just always
be prepared.
be on your toes. Yeah.
I don't know when this turned into the baseball tutor section.
Right.
So let's change subject really fast. We mentioned working out earlier when it came to baseball.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about me and Drake. You guys are going to be proud of us out there. Me and Drake have been working out every single day.
Uh-huh.
And what we do...
Except on the 4th of July for me, but
I work out on the 4th of July, but that's okay.
4th of July.
We go out and we run out in the woods, which is a really fun way to exercise. And that's not every day, that's every other day. We do like weight stuff the other days, but...
Enjoyable until you twist your ankle and then you have to like do a light jog for like a couple feet.
Yeah,
and you're
sure.
like, oh!
Let me tell can I tell the story about what happened to us after we were done? The second time we went into the woods?
Oh, ow!
Okay, so let's tell the story, right? I'm wanting to get a canoe, right? And where we are in this woods that we go to, there's a little canoe path that takes you down. I want you to see what this canoe path is like because I've never been down it before. So I'm an outdoorsy person. I've been going outdoors my entire life. I always have. Drake, on the other hand, is not as outdoors. He loves being in the outdoors.
I just don't.
But he doesn't get the opportunity to go out very often.
Yeah.
And so for some reason, I don't know why, Drake thought it was a good idea for him to lead us out in the woods, which usually never happens because I know what poison ivy, poison oak, poison sumac,
I know
and all that stuff.
I know the gist, but I haven't seen itchweed since I've been like 8.
So this is what happened. We start out on the path, and I'm just kind of looking around to see where the path goes. So I'm not really looking by like, and mind you, the paths we're usually on are really wide, so we wear shorts out there because we don't have to worry about getting in the weeds and stuff.
This
path
path was really
not.
it was really narrow, and they
never trimmed it.
Yeah.
And we're walking out, and Drake's in front of me, and all of a sudden I see him brush up against something, and when I look there, I notice to myself, oh, that's itchweed. That's gonna suck real bad. But I thought to myself, I shouldn't tell Drake, because if I tell him that he's gotten it,
he'll freak out.
He'll start itching, and he'll start realizing it, and he'll make himself have to itch.
Yeah.
So I did tell him for a little bit, but when I was looking at it, I started looking around, and I realized we were in the middle of
itchweed,
the thickest itchweed I have ever seen, and we only had shorts and short sleeves on. Oh my god! And we were about, I would say, at least a football's field length away from the car by the time we really realized.
I legit ran the length of a football field at
full speed, going up and down the hills, jumping over trees that had fallen down. Oh, ducking under trees.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It was crazy. Bad. It was. I've gone on the wood my entire life, and I've got a lot of itchweed. But this was bad. Was the worst itchweed I've ever gotten. It burned. It felt like someone set our legs on fire. It was so bad. We got to the car, and immediately I opened my trunk because I knew there's water bottles back there. I throw a water bottle at Drake, and I tell him, just pour it all over your legs. Yeah. And so what we do is we get some napkins, we put some water on the napkins, we rub it on our legs, and then with the excess, we're just dumping it all over our legs and stuff. And it immediately felt better in relief. So a little PSA going out there to everybody.
Wear a pair of jeans.
Wear jeans when you go to the woods. This is going to be a narrow path. And always keep extra bottles of water on you in case you get into itchweed. Because the best way to get out of itchweed and make it stop burning is to just cover it in water. We both went home, we took showers at our houses.
I took
right after we were done,
shower of my whole life.
Right after we got done, we immediately, the itch was gone, everything was okay. And I was worried about this today, but I'm looking over my legs and Drake's legs, and it's been about 24 hours since that happened, and neither one of us have any poison ivy or poison oak or any of that either, which I'm very surprised about. I honestly thought we were going to be covered in poison ivy. Yeah. And we are fine. And so we got lucky that way. Mm-hmm. So we just have a few minor bug bites, and we're going to go back out there and try it again next time with long pants on.
Very long pants.
Very long pants. Possibly even like a full sweater. And everything.
Yeah. I'm sweating.
It was the thickest. It was the thickest itchweed I've ever seen in my life. It was crazy.
Like, they did not take care of this trail.
Well, I don't think anybody ever walks the trail. Ever. You know what I mean? Like, I've honestly never seen a car parked there before. And I didn't even know the trail. That I've lived here my entire life, and I never knew that was there. And I've gone out there since I was 4 years old, and I never knew that was there. So we're just gonna have to try it again next time. Mm-hmm. Well, that reaches about we're just about at 20 minutes. We have about 2 minutes left, if I'm reading that right. Maybe more. I can't really tell. Is there any final things you want to talk about?
Did you know that the cars in cars aren't actually cars at all?
It's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life.
It's a theory. They are highly intelligent insects.
Have I ever? Me and Mitchell told you the Pixar theory, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is another different Disney thing. If you ever have time, look up the Pixar theory.
It's by John Grassi?
I don't remember the guy's name, but very cool, very interesting. He wrote 2 or 3 books about it. Mm-hmm. If you ever have time and want to look it up, they have YouTube videos, I believe, also. Look up the Pixar theory. You will not be disappointed if you love Pixar and Disney and all that stuff.
It's very, very interesting.
It is very interesting. We'll talk about that maybe next week. Maybe next Sunday. Look forward to us talking about the Pixar theory, possibly, if you don't forget, which you probably will. Okay. So thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you for joining us, and I'm sweating. Oh my gosh, it's getting bad now.
It's hot in here. Thank you all. I hope that you enjoyed our little section here. I hope you guys all have a wonderful, beautiful day, no matter where you're at in the world and no matter what's happening. So thank you for spending your morning with us, and we will see you next Sunday. Please subscribe if you can, and comment down below if you've ever canoed before, because I'm really interested in that. I'd love to learn more about it. So comment down below with any information about that, and subscribe to our gaming channel, which is the channel that this podcast is on. If you're watching it on YouTube, if not, it's under U3 Gaming. Look us up. We do gaming Let's Plays every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then podcasts on Sunday. So please come and view some of that. We'd love to see you guys again, talk to you guys again. So, bye guys.
Goodbye.